afternoon. My name is Carmen Rodriguez, and she is Eulalia Robledo, and we are going to talk about talking to your kids about sex. To start, I would like to say that sex is a very important part of our lives, and it is very important to talk to our kids about sex, because I think it's better if we do before other people do that, or before they got information from places or books or other material that is not saying the things that we want them to know. So, what should I talk to my kids about sex? The first thing will be develop a healthy attitude towards sex. It is very important to tell them with the exact words, calling the things about their own names, everything related to sex. It means talking about their bodies, talking about sexual practices, anything related to that topic. Is better if we call the things for their own names.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
then,
real names.
yeah, the real names. Then another important thing will be that way they can learn responsible sexual behavior. I think that it is very important to start as soon as possible, not wait. Sometimes I think we are delaying things, important things, and it's better to do it before they got to a practice that they maybe don't know how to do it or how to prevent things.
Mm-hmm.
So it is better to do it first. Then that way we can understand possible consequences of being sexually active. That way we can tell them if they are already doing that kind of things, how to prevent things. The next topic will be what should I tell my kids about sex? That's the thing that I said before. To explain them about the anatomy for males and for females, the differences. Well, this is what a female has in their body, telling them the names of each part of the body, what's the function of that organ or of that part of the body, and also tell them about the reproduction process. The next one will be sexual intercourse and pregnancy. I know sometimes it's difficult, like for me, for example, I have all boys, my kids. And every time I think in talking to them about that theme, that topic, I'm like in trouble because I don't know how to start.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking in tell my husband to take the first step, because he's a man. So I think maybe they have more things in common for sure. So maybe he can explain how do they feel, what can they do. So all that kind of things. It's very important to tell them about fertility and birth control. Many young people, young ladies, are already pregnant. Why? Because sometimes they think about that like a process without consequences. They are just feeling things, going through that process, but they are not thinking about consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And that means be responsible. Also, another thing to talk with them is about another kinds of sex, like oral sex, masturbation, and petting. First thing to do for us, in our heads, everything is normal. not tell them that sex is not good or is something
Dirty.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dirty.
Mm-hmm.
That's normal. Everybody go through that. So don't say words that are going to not let them do things normally, because that's a process that everybody goes through. Another important topic to talk with them will be heterosexuality, homosexuality, and bisexuality. I think in this time they are going to see all of that around them.
Mm-hmm.
So what better if you tell them about these kind of things? Maybe it's not an easy thing, but it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for sure we have to tell them to respect everybody and to consider everything is normal, and everything, if you are not causing something bad for another people,
Mm-hmm.
everything that they do in their privacy, it's
Business.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have to talk to them also about physical and emotional aspects about sex. Sex is not only physical. It gets a lot of emotional stuff, and all that they do about sex, we are going to carry all that experiences through our lives. So it's not one thing that one day and we forgot about them. No, we are carrying things from our lives. So we have to tell them to be respectful to others, and to tell them that the most important part is the emotions, the emotion that it carries. It's also important to talk about self-image and peer pressure. Kids at every age, I think, they are very worried about the opinions of their peers or about other people around them.
Mm-hmm.
So we should recommend them to avoid depression. Sometimes we cannot avoid that, but we have to think a little bit. Well, if they say things, that doesn't mean that you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The next one will be sexually transmitted diseases, and this is also a really good topic, because there are many diseases that are transmitted sexually transmitted. So we don't want them to go through those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
There are many diseases, so maybe we don't have to go through all of them, but maybe the most important. And the last thing to tell them will be rape or accepting rights and going to private places. And I think there is not age for tell them about accepting rights or going to private places, because not only teens that are in middle school are victims of those kind of things, like accepting rights. That can happen to kids in elementary or also preschoolers. So it is very important to tell them about.
Sarah Lamar.
Yeah, to tell them don't accept things. If somebody asks you, well, you know, I think every mother says that to their own kids.
Mm-hmm.
It is very important. Don't postergate that. Don't leave it to later. Do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them about that. The dangerous things that can happen if they accept something from a stranger, or if they accept favors or things from people that they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That is really important. And that's it for me. Now Eulalia is going to.
Okay, teen sexual right. The right to accurate information about sexuality and HIV and AIDS. The right to stop being physical or sexual with a partner at any point. The right to